Hello everyone, this is Raphael Levy for TCGplayer.com. This is a deck tag for Bant Amulet. So this deck was played by John Clock in the modern event of the TCGplayer States to a semi-final results, to the semi-final finish. So we're going to go over this deck and we're going to play a league with it. So just to give you a little overview of the deck, we have 6 mana creatures, 2 Amulet of Vigor, that's why it's called Bant Amulet, Lotus Cobra, Nest Invader, Retreat to Coral Helm, Spell Queller. These are the only 2 blue cards along with Wargate, Knight of the Reliquary, Collected Company, Primeval Titan, Emrakul the Aeon's Torn. So the point of the deck is to be able to activate either one of the hideaway lands, Windbrisk's Heights. You need to attack with the 3 creatures, or Mosswort Bridge. You need to have 10 creatures with a combined power of 10 to activate it. When you are able to activate one of these lands, you can cast the card under it, which should be either Emrakul or Primeval Titan. The rest would be a little less relevant. So when you cast the cards from the hideaway lands, you actually cast it. That means when you do it with Emrakul, you get the extra turn. So this is a deck that was created very long ago and extended. That was before Modern was born. That was using the same combo, it's Titan and Emrakul. So it's using the same early creatures, Hierarchs and Birds, to fuel the rest of the deck, to actually be able to cast Primeval Titan to get to reach 6 mana. It has an extra something that didn't appear in the earlier versions, which is the combo between Knight of the Reliquary and the Retreat to Coral Helm. Knights and Retreat allow you to use the Knight as many times as you have forests and plains in your deck. If you have a Lotus Cobra, or if you have a Lotus Cobra around, every time you use it, you get 1 mana, so you can do other stuff with it. So if you sacrifice all the forest of your deck and all your plains, you have a huge Knight, because every time one of these lands comes into play, you get to untap the Knight of the Reliquary. So you sacrifice plains or forest, the land you get a forest or plains into play. Then the landfall triggers, you untap Knight of the Reliquary, you sacrifice plains or forest, and then you do it again. So that's one of the combos of the deck. With Lotus Cobra, you get a mana every turn. So the Knight of the Reliquary gets you also the hideaway lands. You can sacrifice a forest or a plains to find a Windbrisk Heights or a Mosswort Bridge to hide an Emrakul or Primeval Titan or anything else if you can't find them. The other addition to this deck was Collected Company, that can give you 2 creatures to go with Windbrisk Heights, or 3 if you find a Nest Invader, or a Spell Queller. That's the old standard combo. When your opponent plays a spell, you play Collected Company into a Spell Queller, so you have some ways to interact with your opponent. Wargate here as a one-off, it gets you an Amulet, it can get you a land, Selesnya Sanctuary, for not too much mana, which is very good with the Amulet of Vigor. The other combo is with Primeval Titan and Amulet of Vigor, the good old combo from the Amulet deck, Summer Blue Amulet, but this deck you cannot play anymore. There are some decks that run this combo, but they don't have Summer Bloom anymore. So when you play Primeval Titan, given that you have another creature or full power worth of creatures on the board, you can get a Mothwort Bridge or 2. So if you get the 2 of them with Amulet in play, they both come into play untapped, and you can activate them to maybe find an Emrakul and then play again and then attack for the win. A quick look at the sideboard. We have Stony Silence against Affinity and Tron. We have Timely Reinforcement against Naya and Burn. We have Leyline of Sanctity. I'm not exactly sure why, but it's okay. We have Elish Norn against small creatures and maybe Saidi Rai combo decks. We have Crossing Grip, probably against Affinity. We have Summoning Traps against anything that run counters. You got a Teague, maybe against Escape Shift, and Finks against like creature decks and aggressive decks. This is the exact list that finishes semifinals. I'm going to give you after the rounds, and we'll see how it goes, and I'll give you maybe a modified version of this. So stay tuned, and yeah, we'll go on with playing.